Hi all, it's Tina from Artisan Savon, back to you today with the cut of our blue steel soap. Just as I was unmolding this, I actually noticed that these are full of glycerin rivers, which I love, so I'm not complaining one bit. I think that's awesome because these are going to be so moisturizing and awesome to use. But I thought, not only am I going to show you this up close before I cut it of the glycerin, but for the newer soapers, I thought maybe, I see sometimes they say, oh, I've got cracking in my soap, like the crackle effect that glycerin rivers will give you. And I'm just here to say that don't stress, it's not a bad thing, it's awesome. Some people don't like it for aesthetic reasons, so to look at it, they don't think it looks okay. I've never had a customer complain, they actually think I've done it on purpose, and they're like, oh my god, how did you do that? But glycerin rivers is just one of those things that happens. Sometimes I think the jury's still out fully on how it actually happens. Some say it's because it gets your soap gets really hot as it's saponifying. Others say it's due to excess water. Some say it's due to titanium dioxide. I don't think there's any sort of hard and fast reason exactly. I think if you look on, there's a blog by a lady called Clara. I can't remember details, I'm sorry, I'll do my best to find and add a link below, but I think she goes into more detail about them, but just know that they're not a bad thing, they are great, and if you get them, good on you. So I'm just going to give you a quick look here. Now, well, give it a second. So as you can see, this crackled effect here, that's all glycerin running through the soap. Now it's not soft, it's as hard as the soap is. I want to show you the bottom as well. Now this is before I've cut it. Oops, hang on, we've just lost focus. There you go, you can see that there. That's the bottom of my soap loaf, and that's all the glycerin rivers running through it. Now when I cut it, you're gonna see it in the bars, but I've never actually seen it so intense on the sides or around the outside of the loaf before. I normally don't pay attention to it until I've actually cut it open there on the inside. But obviously this got really, really hot. And of course it's full of titanium dioxide. And I notice when I make soaps which are predominantly white and have a lot of titanium dioxide in them, I will get more glycerin rivers. So there may be something to the theory that I said about before. Anyway, I'm gonna stop yabbering and I'm actually gonna cut this soap and then I'll show you a bar of the soap with glycerin rivers through it. Now, I haven't seen any glycerin rivers yet on the inside. Oh, there's a couple there, but they're not very definite. Like, they're not defined enough that you could actually see them in the camera. They're just little. As we get towards the center of the loaf, you will start to see more. They will become more predominant and, you know, we're almost at the middle now. It's actually turned out so well. I'm so impressed with how this one. I wanted to try and get it like my last loaf of soap I did of blue steel, and I think I've hit the nail on the head. Some pretty cool little swirls and stuff going on there. I reckon if I, oh, wiggle wiggle. And now what way was that one? That way, wasn't it? Look at this. Hope you, oh, you can't see that. These are 2 bars that were cut one after another. Look at this, how cool is that? I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy about how these are coming out. Alright, so now you can see what I'm talking about. You see all these little cracks through here? Glycerin rivets. How awesome are they? They are so cool. We got some on the other side. Not really. Let's try the next bar. This hasn't got as much on the outside, but it definitely has some on the inside. So you can see this one's got more than the last bar had. It's taking a bit to focus this camera. There we go. So see that line, that's like a clear translucent line through there. So that one there, just under my finger. That is a glycerin river. And then you got some little glycerin cracks up here, some down here. These dots are poppy seeds, by the way. They're not something I haven't mixed in properly. That's the exfoliation in the blue steel soap. There's the top. Some more poppy seeds. I love this soap. This soap looks really good in the camera too. Not to, you know, blow up my own balloons, but pretty stoked about this, how it turned out. Even the loaf I thought was going to be full of air holes and just crappy, to be honest. Well, not crappy, it'd still be everything it's meant to be, but look-wise, I thought it would be full of holes and just all the colours would be too mixed, but it's actually turned out really well, so I'm quite impressed. It's very cool. Let me start moving some from the front so you can actually see different spots. Yeah, this is cool. I know I keep going on about this. I know you're probably sick of hearing it now. Give it a chance to focus. Right, all these, look how deep these crevices of glycerin go. I have got 3 colours in this, black, white, blue, that's it. All this translucent stuff you can see in here, all through there, all glycerin. How awesome. Alright, I'll stop talking about it. We'll do the last loaf. We'll get this done. Sorry guys, I get a bit excited and carried away sometimes. You should be excited too. This is exciting stuff. This is science, guys. Science. Alright, last loaf. Oops, probably cut it too close to the end there because I just lost a sliver off the end. And if you're wondering what this cutter is, this is actually a cutter I guess an affiliate partner, I suppose you would call it, for Soap Cutter Pro. This is the Soap Cutter Pro 1. I've had this for a year in March. I'll tell you what, in all of a year I've had to replace 1 wire. And I have lost count of how many loaves of soap I have cut with this bloody thing. But I am in love with it. It's the best like 350 bucks I have ever spent. It has made my workload so much easier. And it makes soap making for me so bloody simple because sometimes, you know, the cutting's the worst part, especially if you do loaves and if you're using like a cake scraper or something to cut. You know how sometimes, unless you're really good with your hands, I can't cut straight to save my life. So this is just amazing. I'm getting uniform bars every time. So it's consistency and it's consistent and I like it. Highly, highly recommend. You can look on Facebook for Soap Cutter Pro Australian representative. That's the page that I sell these through for the fella in Croatia who actually makes these. These are made by a fella in Croatia. So yeah, I'm gonna do a review on this. I mean, it's a bit old now. It's a year old and it's been very loved. You can see I've put a few scratches in the paint over the year. It's had a rough life. But I tell you what, it still works like the day I got it. It's only the looks that don't look as nice, but I tell you what, it works like a dream. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, subscribe.